Let's get more on this. Joining me now from Norwich in the UK is lecturer in political and social theory at the University of East Anglia is Michael Frazer. Michael, thank you very much for joining us. Now, it seems that this investigation into whether there was Russian collusion or Russian meddling could be widening to include President Trump and if there was obstruction of justice. First off, what does this constitute in terms of, what does this term constitute, and how do you think he's going to respond?
Well, obstruction of justice is a charge typically brought against people who lie to investigators, but technically it can involve any deliberate attempt to set back a criminal investigation. So in Trump's case, that would be trying to put pressure on criminal investigators to stop their investigation of Trump's associates and of American collusion with Russian interference in the election that he won in the Electoral College. It's not clear what he will do in response to these most recent developments. Certainly, I can't imagine he's very happy about them right now.
Fair enough. Now, Donald Trump, no doubts he expects loyalty. In fact, that was one of the things or the terms that he allegedly said to fired FBI Director James Comey in the meeting that they had in the Oval Office. If we begin to see cracks within his inner circle, whether it be with Attorney General Sessions or others, how is he going to respond to this? What's going to happen?
Well, Donald Trump clearly is someone who has trouble governing his own impulses. He has a tendency to engage in actions that aren't actually politically beneficial to him out of anger, rage. There are reports of him storming around the West Wing of the White House, enraged at perceived betrayals. So someone like that is very difficult to predict, and it all comes down to whether cooler heads in the administration can prevent him from making a bad situation worse. The old saying is, it's not the crime, it's the cover-up, and the more he tries to cover up, the worse things will get for him.
Indeed, and we saw that with Richard Nixon. Now, you said that, how do you think, if we see this momentum building against the president, how are the Republicans going to play this out?
That's a decision that they have to make. The Constitution is quite clear on this, that impeachment is something that must be begun in the House, and then charges pass the House, and the Senate tries on those charges. So although it looks a little bit like a judicial procedure, it's really a political procedure that takes place within a political body. And the Republicans who control both houses of Congress are going to have to decide just how much they can let Trump get away with before they make the political decision to take steps to remove him from office.
Michael, thank you very much for joining us. Great insight. Thank you.